guys, it's Kelly here from Leatherworks. So today I'm going to be teaching you a sort of different type of saddle stitching technique. Sometimes you might be indecisive of which color you'd like. Maybe you want a pink or a blue for your project. Maybe you are wanting, in our case, we're going to be using green and beige. So the technique that I'm going to be teaching you is how to use these two colors in your usual saddle day stitching technique. So what you'll need is your two threads, like usual. You'll need your pair of scissors, like you always need. You'll still need two needles. Okay, your two needles. And you'll need your lighter to burn off your ends, like usual. So, today we are going to be stitching a 5-pocket card wallet, just so you guys can see the stitching technique, and I will show you the results afterwards. Let's get into it. Cool, so to start with, your saddle stitching technique is usually 4 times the length of your stitching path. In this case, we are going to be stitching quite a small piece, but you will be taking 2 of each thread, 2 of your each colors of choice, and you will measure them up and make sure they are even. So rather than taking 4 times the length of your stitching path, you'll be taking 2 of each. When you put them together, that will naturally be 4. Now, you want to make sure they are tied in such a way that they're not going to come loose while you're stitching. You're going to take your thread, you're going to take it, you're going to wrap the one, the beige and the green, you're going to wrap it, and you're going to go around once and twice. So it will make a loop a few times, and then you're going to do a simple knot, go around once, and you're going to pull tight. You can sometimes hold the knot while you pull the other sides of the thread, and there you should have your knot. I personally like to cut these off and burn them, just to make sure they stay in place and they stay nice and neat. And there you go. You will have 2 different colors on either side. Thread your needle through the one, and now we can thread our needle through the other side. We'll take our project, in this case our 5-pocket card wallet, place it in your stitching pony if you have one, otherwise you can do this on your lap. I like to make sure the knot is on the inside of the project, the same way as how you would always do your ending off with your project being on the inside. We'll try and keep everything on the inside. Cool, so I'm just going to quickly stitch this, and I will show you the results afterwards. Now when it comes to stitching back twice, you will notice your colors will be 2 of the same color next to one another. There is a way to work around that. So I have not yet stitched back twice, but as you can see, there's the colors. And we are going to go back now, and you'll see beige is next to beige, which is something we don't really want. So what you're going to do is, rather than stitching on top, you're going to try and stitch underneath the thread that was there. You're going to pull the beige tight and put the green over, and that will be your result. You'll stitch again, trying to make sure you go underneath the thread, because now we have the green on top and the beige would naturally be underneath, but but we don't want that to show. Cut off like usual and burn. And there you have it. You will see your stitching technique, and you'll see over there where we've backstitched. Okay, now we can put this card wallet together. This side has already been done. So all you need to do is sandwich all your pieces together like this. We'll measure our stitching path, and rather than doing 4 times, we'll just do twice. Take our other color thread, we'll measure that, and we'll cut off. I'll show you the tying technique again, so I'll go once, twice, and then you will do a loop again and pull nice and tight. Thread your needles like you've done before. And pull them down, make sure everything is nice and neat. Now in this case, sometimes you won't have an outside of a project. Try your best. You can either choose one side which you'll favor. Something else you could maybe try and do is try and get that knot in, but just be careful because sometimes you can risk breaking that knot as it is. And sometimes it just doesn't go through the stitching hole. Okay. So we're going to stitch. Cool. We have reached the end of our wallet. And so wherever you have put your knot, I would recommend you end off there. So if that is going to be the ugliest side, if you want to say it like that, or the more hidden side, then try and hide it accordingly. Still try and be precise with your ending off, and try and get it under that thread color. Sometimes it helps to lift that thread up. Color that you would like to stay at the top. And there you go, 2 different threads on one project.